on Greyhound View, we look back at the semi-finals of the Shelburne Stud Open Puppy Stake from Limerick, the John J. Casey Open 575 from Shelburne Park, plus the IGB Unraced 525 from Clonmel. We head to Straffan in County Kildare, where veterinary surgeon Denis Beary practices some ancient Chinese medicine. But first, we take a look back at racing from Dundalk. The quarter-finals of the Guinness Open 670 took place at the Dundalk track last Friday evening, and the greyhound that caught everyone's attention last September also put in an appearance on the night.
Before racing, there was plenty of interest in the trial of the Paddy Power Derby winner, Like a Shot, and he certainly went well. There you see Like a Shot came away fast and really showing some fine dash into the opening corner. Of course, this is his first run since capturing the Derby back in September in fine style. The son of Larkhill Joe really taking well to the opening couple of bends there at Dundalk. As he entered the home straight, he really started to turn on the power and he motored up the home straight to record an impressive 21.79. Not bad for his first run back. No doubt we'll see plenty more of Like a Shot in the coming 12 months.
The heats of the Guinness Open also attracted the attention of the crowd.
In the opening heat, number 6 Belsall Hill was an absentee, no reserve. But the favourite number 4 Wine Tavern Beary pretty hot at 11 to 10, with numbers 1 Connor's Return and 2 Brown Eyes Blue well fancied.
Number 4 Wine Tavern Beary now increasing his advantage to 3 lengths over number 3 Coolivany Bird. Number 5 Banana Republic running on, but it's number 4 Wine Tavern Beary leads up the home straight. Number 4 Wine Tavern Beary goes on to win this one. Second, number 5 Banana Republic, and back in third, number 3 Coolivany Bird. The winning time 36.91.
In the second heat, we had last year's winner, Air Force Honcho, running from trap 1. Out in 6th, though, the favourite Prince Monolulu, very fast in the opening round.
Down into the third bend, still number 6 Prince Monolulu by 2.5 lengths, 2 though. Valerian Lass is running a big race in second. She closes the gap in third, number 5 Droopy Seville. Up the home straight is Prince Monolulu and 2 Valerian Lass. In third, 5 Droopy Seville, but coming to line, it's number 6 Prince Monolulu. He's going to hold on. Second, number 2 Valerian Lass. Third was the fast finishing Droopy Seville. The winning time 37.04.
In the third heat, the long odds favourite Great Lark, running from trap 6, 5 to 4 on as he went to traps, but buckets of money too for number 3 Coolivany Kate.
It's Coolivany Kate and Chucky Arpaw. They're neck and neck into the third bend. Great Lark continues to close, but it's Coolivany Kate now been taken on and passed by Chucky Arpaw. Chucky Arpaw is going to lead into the home straight. The Coolivany Kate coming back in him as is number 6 Great Lark. Coming to the line now, it's number 3 Coolivany Kate and number 5 Chucky Arpaw. Great Lark finishing fast, but Coolivany Kate wins it. Second, number 6 Great Lark, and third was 5 Chucky Arpaw, and the winning time 36.92.
And so to the final heat, where number 3 Guess Who's Coming went to trap's favourite. Plenty of support also for number 4 Kidori.
Here comes 4 Kidori with number 3 Guess Who's Coming also finishing fast, but it's number 1 Westmead Force leads up to the line. Here comes number 4 Kidori and Guess Who's Coming to the line. Number 4 Kidori on the near side. Kidori gets there. It's desperate close for second. 5 Mobile Joe came home like a train and close for third also. The winning time 37.08.
Looking ahead to racing fixtures, next Thursday is a big night around the tracks with benefit meetings in aid of the Irish Sri Lanka Trust Fund. The main meeting to be staged at Shelburne Park is a night not to be missed. Then on Friday, it's the semi-finals of that Guinness Open 670 at Dundalk. The Shelburne Stud Open Puppy Stake reached the semi-final stage at Limerick last Saturday night. This event carries a total prize fund of €10,000.
Dogs have been placed in traps for the opening semi-final. Droopy's Barry is 1, Tyrone Lisa 2, Queensberry is 3, Synod Lauren is 4, 5 Dalcash Vega and 6 Heart Rumble. Queensberry very well fancied now in box 3. Here now comes towards traps and away they come. Queensberry's out reasonably well, but so too is Tyrone Lisa and Droopy's Barry into the opening bend now. It's Droopy's Barry on the rails from Tyrone Lisa as they go on towards the second bend. It's Tyrone Lisa that leads by a couple of lengths from Queensberry. That's improving all the time. Big battle on behind as well. Showing third at this stage is Droopy's Barry, but as they round the closing 2 bend, it's Tyrone Lisa that leads from Queensberry. In third is Dalcash Vega into the home straight up towards the line. It's Tyrone Lisa that's going to score very impressively here. Very close for second. Dalcash Vega takes second. And the result of the opening semi-final, it's a win here for Tyrone Lisa. Second Dalcash Vega and third Queensberry. The time 28.73. In a new industry award, any track record broken will be marked with the Gain Record Breaker Award. Silky Joe broke his own 300-yard track record here at the Marketsfield Stadium earlier this month. Dennis O'Malley's runner clocked a superb 16:06. Silky Joe is owned by father and son Podrick and Owen Silk. And on hand to present the first award was John Fox, sales manager with Gain Dog Food. The sponsors also announced a €5,000 cheque to the owner of any dog which breaks the magical 28 seconds barrier for the 525 trip. Dogs are loaded for the second semi-final. In 1 it's Albino, 2 Chubby Survivor, 3 Kyle Duff Miller, 4 Gandolfini, 5 Balnamona Best and 6 Christie's Girl. Now here comes up towards straps, next 3 to qualify, out they come. Kyle Duff Miller breaks well in the white jacket and leads from Albino into the opening bend. It's an impressive showing so far by Kyle Duff Miller. In second it's still Albino, into third shows Gandolfini, but down the back straight heading towards the third bend it's still Kyle Duff Miller now. The gap between himself and Albino beginning to close though as they swing the last couple of bends. Albino is on the rails, Kyle Duff Miller is running wide, but looks as if he's going to hold on up towards the line. It's going to be close, but 3 is going to win it at the line. He wins it, Kyle Duff Miller. Winning a most competitive second semi-final, it's Kyle Duff Miller in a time of 29:17, followed home by Albino, and taking third Gandolfini. Racing manager here in Limerick, Gus Ryan, and Brian King of the sponsors carried out the trap draw for next weekend's final. In 1, Tyro Lisa, 2 Albino, 3 Queensberry. In 4 we have Gandolfini, 5 it's Kilduff Miller, and 6 Dalcash Vega.
Also next Saturday, the Guinness Trophy gets underway at Cork, while the Fat Cats Novice 805 commences at Mullingar. Then at Thurles, it's the annual Pop Gun International event. Last Saturday night, Shelburne Park hosted the semi-finals of the John J. Casey Open 575, which carries a total prize fund of €18,000.
The first semi-final of the Casey Open. In 1, Tom Sheboy, 2 Awesome Impact, 3 Farrow Moore, 4 The Burglar, 5 Smiling Man, 6 Lick Finn Willie. The hare behind traps, and away they go, and it's a level enough start with number 4, that's The Burglar leading up, 5 Smiling Man putting in a run, so is 6 Lickfin Willie and 1 Tom Sheboy, well positioned on the inside, but into the far side it's 4 The Burglar in front, but here comes number 5 Smiling Man, on the outside 6 Lickfin Willie is the race down the back straight, now Smiling Man shows in front, but he's being tackled by 6 Lickfin Willie, third bend and Lickfin Willie takes it up and goes on by a couple of legs, now Smiling Man is after him again and challenging rapidly, it's number 6 Lickfin Willie, here's Smiling Man, and Smiling Man is absolutely brilliant. A great performance from Smiling Man as he wins it from 6 Lickfin Willie and 2 Awesome Impact, finishing like an express train, the time 31:29. The result of the first semi-final, the winner number 5 Smiling Man owned by Neil Power, second number 6 Lickfin Willie, and third number 2 Awesome Impact, the time 31:29.
He came off a bit sore with a wrist problem last week, and he's had it since last year, and we rested him and he brought him back there about 2 months ago, but he's trapping well. The long run off was suiting him. He turned in second place behind The Burglar. I think Lickfield had them both caught before the third bend, but he stays on really well. He's a real game dog. It's great to be there, that's all.
And what will you look for in the final? What trap?
Oh, it's hard to know. You'd have to see what qualifies in the other heat. He'd trap well out of the middle. I think the middle would suit him, 3 or 4, with something that doesn't turn right or left at either side of him. Just give him a bit of space and a run up. Like, he's great back straight pace and great heart. He finishes real well, you know.
Thursday, the big night at Shelburne Park, the Direct Aid to Sri Lanka meeting. Paddy Ryan, I believe, some very exciting developments and a very valuable race.
Yeah. In the last couple of days, Michael, we've got a huge response. The money is pouring into the fund. We now have over 203,000 in sponsorship for races alone. There will be one major race, the Royal County 550, for €100,000, by far the richest race in the world. Worldwide, I've never heard of anything like this before.
And a few big names, I believe, as well in it.
Some brilliant dogs. Tyro Ted, who looks a real derby dog this year. Satellite Flight, who's running tonight in the John J. Casey 575. And Run is the Light, who ran very well here last week in the trial.
But that's only one of the races. A lot of other big opens on the night.
Yeah, on the night we will have the €100,000 race, a €25,000 race, a €15,000 race, a €12,000 race, and the others at 9,000 each. That's the minimum prize money is 9,000.
And of course all money goes to the fund as well.
Yeah, all of that money goes directly to the fund. I mean, every shilling we collect, the gate money is going to it, 10% of the total as well on the night goes to it. All the staffs are working for nothing, toad staff and ground staff, the whole lot all working for nothing. So we want to make it the best night possible for this fund.
And of course we must say that this happens all around the country as well, all the other meetings and the other tracks.
There are 9 other tracks along with Shelburne Park on the night, and all monies will go to the fund, and in Shelburne Park alone we hope to raise over €400,000.
Now we take a look at the second semi-final heat.
1 Plum Picker, 2 Clydal Sandy, 3 Mamatina, 4 Satellite Flight, 5 Valencia Side Trade and 6 Currency Risk. The favourite in 4, the hare behind the box is the way to go, and the favourite's out well. Satellite Flight. So is number 1 Plum Picker on the inside, and Valencia Side Trade going up well on the outside. Into the corner, number 1 Plum Picker the leader from 6 Currency Risk. And 4 then Satellite Flight, then 5 Valencia Side Trade. Heading down the far side, and 6 shows ahead. That's Currency Risk. Goes on now, number 4 is challenging strongly Satellite Flight. 3 Mamatina producing a run into the third bend, but onto the final bend. It's 6 in front, Currency Risk. From 4 Satellite Flight in second, and he's challenging off the final bend. 6 Currency Risk. Here comes Satellite Flight, and Satellite Flight gets up late to win it from number 6 in second, Currency Risk, and 5 Valencia Side Trade in third. The time 31:30. The result of the second semi-final, the winner, number 4 Satellite Flight, owned by Carmel Marks and trained by Dolores Root. Second, number 6 Currency Risk. Third, number 5 Valencia Side Trade. The time 31:30.
He ran a great race. He seems to know where to land on the winning line. Showed a nice bit of early pace up into the corner, but just at the bend he seems to watch where the other dogs are running, and he seems to just position himself and see really what's happening in the race. Great battle down the back straight, the 3 of them in a row, and I knew with his stamina that he'd a great chance up the home straight. He just powers up the home straight and is full of running, so absolutely delighted with him.
What's the favourite trap then for the final?
The middle trap, I don't want trap 6, definitely don't, because he just doesn't have that pace into the first bend. He's terrific between first and second, but just to kick up into the first bend, he doesn't have that powerful burst into it. So anywhere in the middle and we'd be happy. We'll certainly give it a go.
The final of the John J. Casey Open 575 will be run on next Saturday night. The trap draw in 1 Awesome Impact, 2 Satellite Flight, 3 Currency Risk, 4 Lickfin Willie, 5 Smiling Man, and 6 Valencia Side Trade. It really is a very tricky affair indeed, but if number 5 Smiling Man can keep running this way, he's going to take all the beating.
Clonmel track was the venue for the semi-finals of the Irish Greyhound Board Unraced 525 stake, with the total prize fund in excess of €20,000.
We're ready for the opening semi-final. In 1 it's Sign On Barney, 2 Kilduff Supreme, 3 Side Banner, School Memory 4, 5 Quiet Carlton and 6 Lightning Boots. This looks to be a direct contest between Sign On Barney in 1 and Kilduff Supreme in 2. Here now approaches traps and away they come, and it's a fairly smart break by Kilduff Supreme, followed out by Sign On Barney into the opening bend. It's 2 Kilduff Supreme that carries them through. Kilduff Supreme going on. Side Banner beginning to improve as well. Down the back straight they go, and Sign On Barney now going up to challenge Kilduff Supreme. It's desperately close between the pair, Kilduff Supreme and Sign On Barney. Behind them is Side Banner. Up front as they hit the final turn, it's going to be tremendously close. Kilduff Supreme up towards the line. Sign On Barney. Oh, that's one for the judge. And confirmation of the result from the first semi-final. Winning on the line, Sign On Barney, followed home by Kilduff Supreme, and coming from nowhere to take third, Lightning Boots, the time 29:27. Dogs are in traps for the second semi-final. Have Another One is 1, 2 Minis Warrior, 3 Listed Building, 4 the Reserve Kilpatrick Hero, 5 Rossa Pegasus and 6 Lou Rebel. 3 wins from 3 starts for Minis Warrior in box 2, and away they come. He's been left behind this evening though. Listed Building is out very strongly, so too Have Another One into the opening bend. It's Listed Building, runs into a spot of bother, but on they go, and it's Listed Building that shows in front now by 3 lengths from Have Another One. Down the back straight they go, and this one is absolutely flying as they head towards the third bend. Listed Building is clear by 3 or 4 lengths. Minis Warrior has it all to do to qualify, is showing in third at this stage. Have Another One is second off the final bend. It's going to be Listed Building scoring up towards the line. A very good win by Listed Building, and it's close for seconds. The result of the second semi-final, it's a very polished win here for Listed Building. Second, Have Another One, and third, Rossa Pegasus. Big surprise, Minis Warrior is out, the time 28:98. And the trap draw for the final of the Irish Greyhound Board Unraced 525 stake. In 1, Kilduff Supreme, 2 Sign-On Barney, 3 Have Another One, 4 Listed Building, 5 Lightning Boots and 6 Rossa Pegasus. And this quality Irish Greyhound Board Unraced 5-5 stake final takes place on the 1st of February, that's the Tuesday, of Festival Raceway here in Clonmel.
Veterinary surgeon Denis Beary has recently taken over from his mentor Plunkett Devlin in Straffan and County Kildare, a practice which concentrates on canine sports medicine and where greyhounds are the #1 client.
Well, there was always a few greyhounds at home. Father always kept 1 or 2, and Plunkett Devlin, the famous Plunkett Devlin, was our vet at home. He used to call into us on his way up to Dundalk, and he was treated like the royal visitor when he came, so I suppose that made a big impression on me when I was a kid, and it was probably one of the inspirations for me going in to do veterinary in the first place. When I qualified, I went to England and worked in a mixed practice, and I always used to spend my days off with Plunkett just watching him work, and got more into the greyhounds that way. Eventually then I actually worked with him for a bit and took over his practice over there when he came back here. So I was full-time at greyhounds for about the last 7 or 8 years in the UK. And then I heard that Plunkett was retiring here in Ireland, and I'd always wanted to come back, so I thought this is the time to do it if you're ever going to do it. Came back and he retired and I bought his practice, and been here for about the last 3 months, starting all over again in Ireland. Well, we deal almost exclusively with greyhounds here, and I suppose what we do is sports medicine. We're not necessarily dealing with sick dogs, it's more dogs that are not performing to their best. They'll just come in and tell you he's back 50 spots, or he's not running as well as he was, or he's not braking or whatever. It's up to us to find out why. So we do a full physical exam and maybe a blood test and various other tests to try and find out why the dog is not running up to par, and then institute a regime of treatment with the owner, with massage, physio, injection, tablets, whatever the dog needs to get back to its best, a period of rest, to try and bring him back to peak performance again. Blood testing we're finding very useful. We have a machine here on site so we can do them instantaneously. It's a pretty sophisticated machine, but it's very accurate. I went through 2 or 3 different types before I settled on the one I have because of its accuracy. And I know even from checking it against the Equine Centre and other places that it is very accurate. And greyhound blood is very different to other canines in that the parameters are very different. And greyhound blood also is very predictable in that the values fall into very narrow bands. In other words, the percentage of red cells in a greyhound's blood doesn't vary very much, neither does the white cell count. So if you get a baseline level for a dog, he won't vary much from that if he's in peak condition. And if he does, you know there's something wrong. If his red cell count is low, he's anemic. His white cell count is up, he's got an infection and you need to treat him for that. So we're trying to move towards the situation in horse racing where they do routine bloods to see if the animals are in peak condition ahead of a future race. Something else we're doing here is something I got into in the UK. I did a course in acupuncture for animals. It's still a little bit unclear exactly how it works. There's different mechanisms suggested. That it uses sympathetic nervous system, that it produces endorphins in the brain. Different types of theories have been postulated, but I have no doubt that it does work, and it's been something that's been done for thousands of years in the Orient, and it's obviously becoming more popular now in mainstream medicine, so I can see it becoming more and more popular in the veterinary world as well. I'm finding it very useful for the greyhounds. From a few different standpoints. Firstly, it's low intervention. In other words, you don't have to give powerful drugs. If they're in the middle of a competition, you don't want to be giving them anything pharmaceutical. So if you can give pain relief or treat niggly injuries with the acupuncture, it's very beneficial, especially if you don't have much time. We're also finding it good just for performance, to treat them before, say, a final of a competition. Even if they're not stiff or sore, it still seems to give them a bit of a lift. And it's also very good for chronic lower back and neck problems that maybe normal therapy finds hard to treat. it's very stress-free. Most dogs will stand here quite happily and have the needles in them without any reaction at all. In fact, they seem to enjoy it, most of them. They kind of almost go to sleep. We've had a lot of high-profile cases where it's worked spectacularly well, and it's becoming more and more popular. I think it'll become almost a routine thing in years to come in veterinary medicine for certain chronic conditions, especially arthritic conditions, especially in older dogs in the pet world. And in our world, it definitely has some use as well. The way that greyhounds are treated is very much a partnership between the vet and the trainer, stroke owner, whoever's looking after the dog. Obviously, when they come in here, we examine them physically. We also manipulate them to loosen out their joints, and we may inject any sore muscles, or as we said before, give them acupuncture. And then we give them a therapy regime to continue at home. They may have tablets or other medications, but also they'll have, say, a series of physiotherapy to do, or massage, or other things to do at home to try and get them back to peak fitness. So we only do part of the job here. The trainers do a lot of it themselves once they leave the surgery, but we're just giving them guidance on what they need to do from the time they leave here to the time the dog comes back to run. One of the things I would feel is very important is to have dogs checked every 3 or 4 runs, because there aren't many greyhounds that'll run 3 or 4 races and not pick up a little niggle somewhere. That doesn't mean to say they'll be lame at the walk or the trot, but they might just be a bit sore, and if you allow that little niggly injury to go untreated, it may lead to something worse, because it's all about balance in the stride. If a greyhound is sore on a shoulder, he may end up, if it's not treated, going over onto the other side to compensate and end up maybe perhaps doing a wrist on the opposite side. So I think routine checking of dogs, I know it may add to the expense of training, but I think it's worthwhile in the long run, because it'll keep their careers going, they'll have less time off the track, and they'll win more races because they're sound. Lame dogs don't win races very often. I think one of the main reasons I came back to Ireland is because the industry here is a lot more vital and young and going forward more than it is in the UK. We've got a new breed of younger trainers coming in here who are way ahead of the game. They're much more up to speed on such things as blood tests, veterinary treatment, different training programs. They're trying to push the boundaries forward and improve the quality of training of dogs, which probably hasn't changed a whole lot in the last 50 years, but it is now. And it's an exciting time, because these guys are picking up knowledge from all over the world, bringing it back to Ireland, and they're definitely getting results. So I think the whole industry will be pulled along with them. I'm very optimistic about greyhound racing in Ireland. I think it's something that's going places, and I'm very proud and happy to be involved in it. I'm back home again.
Looking ahead to next week's programme, we've the semi-finals of the Guinness Open 670 from Dundalk, the finals of the Shelburne Stud Open Puppy Stake from Limerick, and the John J. Casey from Shelburne Park, along with the Pop Gun International from Thurles, and of course lots of action from the Sri Lanka Trust Fund Benefit Night from Shelburne Park.
For a complete fixtures list and more information, log on to the Irish Greyhound website at www.igb.ie.